If you're a woman who is a solopreneur or a business owner with a very small team, this video is a must-watch for you. For the men out there leading teams in business, you're also very welcome here. A couple of months ago, I was going through a phase. I was listening to a bunch of women's health podcasts, and they brought on fertility specialists, doctors, registered nurses, and they brought them on their podcasts as special guests. And they were explaining how the menstrual cycle affects women's lives in general. And I thought to myself, I've never heard any of this before. This would be very useful information for my female clients to know. So I set about researching. I did a deep dive and I took down some of the information that they said. I curated this information for women who are in business and women who are entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and small business owners. There are over 120 million women business owners in the world, and nobody ever talks about how something that we go through, like our monthly cycle and our period, affects our business life. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to work with your cycle and actually use it to your advantage in your business, rather than trying to fight it or work against it. Click the link in the bio to book a free consultation with me, and I'll help you re-engineer your business systems, your processes, and your operations in a way that sustains your life and health outside of work. So the first phase of the cycle, your monthly cycle, is obviously the menstrual phase. That's when you actually get your period. And one of the perks of running your own business as a woman or working by yourself or for yourself is that you've got more control over your time and your schedule. Take full advantage of that during your period and rest as much as you possibly can. So keep your work days as short as you possibly can, and don't do any big launches during this time if you can help it. This isn't the time to go changing your routine drastically or making any big life changes or anything like that. You also shouldn't be putting any significant pressure on yourself right now. So give yourself a lot of grace during this time and take as much time off as you need. Phase number 2 is a follicular phase. That's like right after your period. Due to the fact that your estrogen levels are rising, most women are more creative during this time. You know that I've talked about batching, like social media content and things like that in my previous videos, batching your content creation together. For those of you like me that likes to plan your social media content for the entire month in advance, this is the perfect time to do it. The follicular phase is also the perfect time to do any brainstorming that you need to do for the month. Like, you're better able to perform during this phase. This is also the perfect time to do any planning for workshops or any webinars, if you want to outline any projects that you have coming up, and to do any sort of product planning that you have to do. You'll notice that your ideas generally flow better during this phase. You tend to have more energy and you're way more motivated as well. So if you're a designer or something like that, say you own your own clothing brand, schedule your sketching and your creating during your follicular phase. If you're an artist or something like that, maybe you make your own paintings or something and you sell them, you're probably going to find that you're more creative during this time of the month. So this is the best time to schedule like any sort of short term planning sessions that you have. Your monthly social media planning session, for example, you want to plan your social media for the month. The perfect time to do it is during your follicular phase, because you're going to be more creative and you're going to get loads of ideas more readily. One thing to watch out for though is that if you're trying to plan to do something during this phase too far in advance, it can be a little difficult to know. Like, if you're trying to plan something in January and you want it to be done in, say, July, it's going to be hard to know when exactly your follicular phase is going to be in July. So don't try and plan too far in advance, if you know what I mean. The one thing to keep in mind, however, is that because of your increased estrogen levels and dopamine levels, like, it might be a little hard for some people to switch off. Like, you'll find that you're motivated and you're kind of wired all the time, all day. So you're going to need to be very intentional with your relaxation time. After that, you'll have the ovulation phase. So this is usually around the middle of your cycle. Even though ovulation is a phase, it actually only takes place for one day of the entire month. Your body actually begins the ovulation process a few days beforehand, and this is why you can get pregnant a few days before your ovulation actually takes place. Most women tend to have the most energy during this phase. If you need to do a task in your business that consumes a lot of energy, that you're going to need a lot of energy for, schedule it during ovulation. If you're a consultant or some sort of life coach or business coach or something like that, this is the best time to have any speaking events, any interviews, or run any kind of webinars or workshops. The thing to do is to plan them during the follicular phase, but actually run them during your ovulation phase when you have way more energy. Research has shown that you actually speak the most clearly during this phase. Both sides or hemispheres of your brain are said to be communicating the best during this phase. Both sides of your brain are actually being used more equally body during this phase so you're able to speak better and you're able to communicate better, which means that this is the best time to actually film your monthly social media content. So it's sort of a well-known thing that women typically look and feel their best during ovulation, and there are quite a few experiments that have actually been done to suggest this. During this time, your skin is usually better hydrated, your collagen levels and elasticity levels are way higher. This is the best time to have any activities where you have to face a camera. Schedule any camera facing activities, any face-to-face activities. If you have any sort of conferences or you want to plan speaking events, schedule them during your ovulation phase, because for most women your skin will actually look better during this time and you'll have this sort of glow to your skin. And obviously that's all because your body wants you to get pregnant during this phase, okay? So it wants you to look your best so that you can attract a mate. This is also the best time to do your most intensive workouts. Like if you've got like a marathon that you want to run it during your ovulation phase, because you're gonna have the energy to do it. Any intense workout, if you're somebody who likes to do those HIIT workouts or whatever, schedule them during this time because you're gonna be more motivated and you're gonna have the energy. Remember, if you want to increase your profits while keeping your peace of mind and not going crazy and cultivating a better business life balance, click the link in the description and book your free consultation with me, a qualified business analyst with years of experience in the field. I'd be happy to help you. So then we have the final phase of your monthly cycle, the luteal phase. Since this is the phase before you get your period again, this is where you should start slowing down and sort of winding down again. I've heard people say it's kind of like a nesting phase. Try not to schedule any big releases or anything that's too stressful during this time, because the thing is your stress threshold is much lower during this time, so the amount of stress that you can handle is a lot less. So this isn't the time to be running any big marathons or doing anything that's too intensive. A lot of women experience their PMS symptoms during this time because this is right before your period. You're going to be tired, you might have mood swings, you might be a bit snappy, so give yourself some grace during this time. And as much as you can, try to move at a much slower pace with your work, because you've got to conserve your energy as well for your life outside of work. But it might be way more comfortable to do a lot less intensive workouts during this time, like floor Pilates or like some simple stretching on an exercise mat or something like that. That's the last phase before your period. So I know what you're thinking. The things that I've said so far are things that apply generally to most women. They're not going to apply to every woman, obviously. And since life never fully goes as planned, you're not going to be able to plan every single thing in your business around your cycle. You're not going to be able to control everything. But that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is so that women in business can know that it's possible to work around your cycle. Rather than fighting against it, you can actually work around your cycle and actually take advantage of some of the energy peaks and the creativity peaks that you get during the month. All you need to do is make small changes and small tweaks, and you'll see that it actually makes a really big difference to your work life. It will get easier to implement as time goes on. And the thing is, nobody knows your body better than you. So make sure you eat well, eat a balanced diet. And there are many foods that you can eat to help support your good hormonal health. Balance your hormones as much as you can, because obviously that will make things easier for you if they're more balanced, and you might need some professional help to do that, and that's perfectly okay. So keep active as much as you can, work out, whatever feels right for you, whether it is doing Pilates on the floor or going to a studio to do it or running a marathon, lifting weights, whatever feels best for you. Just try to keep active because that actually helps. For all my Christian women out there, spending time in the Word and spending time in prayer talking to Jesus helps to keep you sane and calm, trust me, especially during the luteal and menstrual phases where you're a little short on patience. Spending that time with Jesus will help to calm you, trust me. So all these things will affect your body. Now you know that I am a systems and productivity and tools girly. That is literally my job. So I had to include some in this video. You can use apps to help you track your cycle phases better. So I went down a rabbit hole and did some research, and I found out that Clue is an app that's very liked by a lot of women. A lot of women say that it's very accurate in tracking your cycle. Natural Cycles is also an app that's supposed to be very good at tracking your cycle. A lot of women say that it's very accurate, especially if you're trying to have a baby. Some of these apps can be linked to devices like your Oura Ring or your Apple Watch. Both the Oura Ring and your Apple Watch are able to take your blood pressure and your body temperature. So the readings from these devices obviously will help to make these apps more accurate if you choose to use them, therefore enabling you to better plan your business activities around your cycle. But remember, with any tool or app that you use, it's very, very important that you find out how they process and store your personal data before you start using it. The really popular period app, Flow, and I actually know people who were using this. I wasn't using it myself, but I know people who were using it. But Flow was sued, I think it was last year, for sharing the menstrual cycle data of its users with Meta and Google. without their consent, without their permission, and they've actually settled this case in court for $56 million. I've warned you about data protection for your customers in my previous videos and posts, but it's also very important to use that same vigilance in your own personal life with the apps and all the technology that you use every single day. Thanks for watching, and I hope this video helped you. Don't forget to thumbs up this video, and I'll see you in my next one. And click that link down below if you want a consultation from me. Bye!